Joining me now is Dr. Panos Vasiloudes, who is a dermatologist and someone who has studied a lot about skin effects and sun. Since we live in Florida, we figured it'd be a good idea to have a conversation. Summertime's coming, you know, that bright sun, and we enjoy the being outside. We think that that makes us healthier. So we need to do some things to protect ourselves from the sun. So let's talk about these new products that are coming out. They're not really new, but they're new to us.
Correct. What is new to us is the fact that last year the Congress liberalized a little bit the introduction of new chemicals into the American market. These are chemicals that they have been widely used in Europe for 10 to 20 years. Most notable chemicals is one called Tinosorb, Tinosorb. Is made by BASF, a German company, and another one that is made by L'Oreal, and is called Meroxyl. These are new chemicals that they are compound with the existing physical sunscreens, and they provide a wider spectrum UVA and UVB protection. And this brought a little bit more of an impetus to look into the wider protection and the benefits of reducing the UVB and the UVA exposure. UVB exposure is really bad as it damages the DNA, affects the keratinocytes of the skin and the melanocytes. When we damage the keratinocytes, we increase the incidence of squamous cell carcinoma and actinic keratosis. These are all these red, scaly, keratotic crusted areas that we see on everybody who is just type 1 or 2 skin. I would say you are type 1 and maybe a type 3 and 4, more of an olive Mediterranean skin. UVA is important because protection against UVA reduces the incidence of a lot of the photosensitivity diseases. Most notable of them will be the systemic lupus or polymorphous light eruption or sun-induced hives, solar urticaria. So the combination and having us the ability to use these combination products the last few years in America provide us with more opportunities to protect ourselves and the skin from the sun.
Okay, and that's just the lotions themselves and the chemicals inside. Well, let's talk about what we do with those lotions, because I know you take a little bit, put it on your hand, you're done, and I'm good for like the day, right? So most commonly we make those mistakes early on. Tell us what we're supposed to do.
Actually, we all underdose ourselves really to really apply sufficient sunscreen layer and cover your whole body in a reasonable fashion. Maybe you use half a bottle every time if you're going to do it right. And you need to lather yourself really good and massage it and get it in there. You need to do it ideally maybe 45 minutes before you go out. And once you're out, you need to reapply. Depending on the type of activity you're doing outside, if you're swimming, if you're running, if you're sweating, you need to reapply a few hours later. There are some of them, they are claimed to be waterproof or water resistant. We tend to always exaggerate in our environment, and we just, there's nothing that is waterproof, right? Obviously, at the end of the day, you wash it off. So, in addition to applying sunscreen, before you go out, you need to apply that in between. Maybe after 2-3 hours, you have to do it again. Then you have to think about other ways of protecting yourself from the sun. That is a nice white brim hat that protects your ears because they burn. The skin here is very, very thin. It's close to the cartilage. We all end up having all these tender, crusted nodules on the ear. And now using phones and physical damage and sun damage makes the actinic damage and the keratosis and the squamous cell carcinoma in these particular areas extremely prevalent. Then think about protective clothing. There are companies out there that they create certain fabrics and certain clothing that they are really water resistant. They are sun protectant. And there are even some companies where they wash the clothing with certain sun protectants, and they get absorbed to the fabric, and this provides another layer of protection. Most importantly is be intelligent, just like everything else. Be intelligent with your time in the sun, choose the time wisely. I would personally